tonight. And let's see. It is quite a different lineup when you suddenly have one medium less though. So that might be difficult. It's probably not what they had in mind in any case. So let's have a look at where they're gonna go. It would help if I would actually be able to load in. There you go. You can see that not everyone is talking on voice. And let's go up and away. And we see Feast focusing on the seaside and basically HLV doing the same thing. Heading towards this side of the map. Position overall is better here. We have the T22 and the 140 going in quite aggressively. Wanting to get that cap early. And no, actually only Mugu is capping. We have Bruni that is actually holding, seeing who is coming. And that might prove difficult because now they're both in a position you don't really want to be in. Mugu kind of needs to not be there instantly. Feast has a nicely defensive ring here though. And if the mouse pushes in, which is what he's doing, oof, he does take a hit there. And now we have Bruni moving in at the back to shoot the mouse. This is something that is difficult though, because overall you do not want a mouse to be your primary target first, even if you see the backside. CX being absolutely hammered here, not angled very well. The mouse still losing HP at the back. Basically there's a brawl all around already. Maddox is being ignored in favor of trying to take out CX. No, they're actually turning around to deal with Maddox instead. Lots of low HP targets on HLV's side, but they do need to take them out in order to make it work. CX is the first gun to go out. Maddox now facing off against 4 people. Crossbone, Vanguard and Boa Sorta have been taken out. There goes Maddox, instant deletion. And it is 5 versus 5. HP wise it is very close. And we have Feast going after Enjoy Solo. Frost taking a hit. And there we go. Enjoy Solo is gone. Frost is the low HP target here. But they're not really focusing on him. They're focusing on everyone they can. Now HLV is starting to focus fire. And Bruni pulling away is actually gotten Frost killed here. So this 4 versus 4, but I'm a Blitz slave, is actually, oof, quite low on HP as well, and facing off against the mouse, which is not making it easier. There he goes. The 140 is being chased by the 140 and the T22 medium. And Bruni has been taken out. Papi is still alive, but the mouse actually takes him. Sleeping Lion not looking too healthy. But the mouse and Mugu are focusing on 7-7 instead of... Ooh, they need to be careful though. Because they can't afford to lose Mugu at this point, because he's the only one with speed. Miserable now moving in. Not sure why 7-7 stopped moving there. Let's actually get a little bit closer here. Miserable now facing off, doing the damage. Taking some too, but he is a mouse. And Feast is already at 720 points. Mugu getting some cheeky shots in. And now, every time the IS-4 has fired, that allows Mugu to get another shot in. And this is probably not going to work out well for Amdonna, because he might be able to get a hit in, he doesn't even. That bounce. And now we have Miserable arriving at the rear and taking him out, and the first game is for Feast. And yeah, if you watch through the party you will get coins for this. There's only 15 coins to be had today because there's only one round. Let's see. Second match. STB is an interesting choice though. It is not a brawler tank. It does have the spotting range and it does have the gun depression to make ridge lines work. But generally what we see, especially in maps like this, is a lot of brawling. So then the STB is a interesting choice, to be fair. It is a sexy tank though. To me, the STB is still pretty much the most gorgeous tank in the whole game. I dislike the adamant camo though, so the legendary camo does not work for me. But we'll see. Hopefully we'll get another one like the mouse has doubles as well. Now the STB going up, Sarazu and Mugu spotting each other. And this is the thing. The STB can work that position quite well. Bruni has gone into base B. CX is crossing behind. And might get shot by a mouse if he crosses over. He's definitely waiting for it. And we see the first shot going in and base B has been kept. Bruni now retreating. Whereas Sarazu is moving around the back. And Papi has gone to the middle. Tiny bit of HP damage on that on Baba's sorted there. Frost getting hit from the middle, but does take it, does shoot the mouse there. The 140s in the middle could potentially be very dangerous, and Feast will have to make a move. Oh, that is a big hit. But now we have Sarazu arriving. Mugu moving in the way, taking that shot. And we see the ice force at the back. Bits of HP being lost all around. And now we have Feast making a push. Going after the guns. Sheridan has now reloaded. And he wants to go after the 113. 113 has been taken out. Sheridan is also always going to risk to take. Not so much. Oof, that is big hits into the 113s. And even though Muga has been gone, HLV has now lost 2 tanks. Papi not looking too healthy either. I'm trying to show you all, but I'm a bit blocked by the edge of the map here. Boa sort of not looking too healthy either. Thing is that, in this case, Sleeping Lion has just been killed, but it is a 5 versus 4. And basically, Feast is spread out in a way that they can take out tanks together. Oh, CX just got pretty much wrecked. There goes Boa sorted though, and it is a 4 versus 3. Bruni still alive, basically running around. Wanted to avoid getting hit, shooting the ground with the missile there. Frost taking a hit there as well. Miserable now facing off versus 2 mice, that could be very tricky. And Feast is being a bit hesitant in their play, which is of course versus a mouse. Yes, that can happen, but you have to be careful with it. And there goes Sarazu. And now it's 2 mice left versus 4 guns, and even though Frost is not looking too healthy, that is a big gun advantage. Bruni has been taken out though, but Enjoy Solo is steadily losing a lot of HP, and Frost has a nice... Oof, he still gets hit though. This could be very tricky. But with that shot, Frost could potentially... No! Is he trying to HE the mouse? Oh my lord. That is... Okay, so we have one mouse that rammed himself to death on another mouse, and we have an IS-4 that tried to HE a mouse. Okay. So now it is 3 versus 1. Crossbone Vanguard does not have much of a chance here. Especially not when he's angling to face the mouse, but in that case takes a hit from Maddox. And they're all arriving. Frost might die for it, he does. But at this stage, Crossbone Vanguard is definitely not going to win this versus 2 tanks, because yes, in randoms it might happen and you might get all those troll bounces, but the thing is that you are facing not just random players, you're facing Feast. And here we go. Feast gets the second game. But let's see. Into the third match of this matchup. I still can't get over that 8 HP HE damage on the mouse. Or the ram kill, or at least the ram suicide by the mouse straight after. Let's see. Overall though, games like this are generally so much fun. And absolutely love commentating tournaments, because basically you get the pinnacle of the base of the server that you are that you're commentating on. It can't really get better than that. Yes, literally speaking, it could potentially, but overall, yeah. So I've enjoyed solo going towards base B as expected. One medium. Let's see. There you go. 7-7 in going into camping position. The rest of HLV. Oh! The rest of HLV heading towards base C. Papi spotting. Missiles flying both ways. And we have the mice in the middle for Feast. My camera is derping a little bit again. Feast holding in the middle. Oh, we see another missile flying, and that actually hit Boa Sorte. HLV now moving into base C. The Leo at the back though. And we see another missile flying, and that one actually bounced. They keep trying though, and they could potentially lose a lot of HP doing this, and that is very tricky, because there we see that is 6 HP HE damage. But still, nice bounce by Starazu there. Base A is being kept. They are spotted though, and could be in trouble for that. But we are focusing on this side. Another missile, another bounce. Miserable losing a little bit of HP. CX moving in here. And all of HLV is moving in. And this could be very tricky for Feast. Because it is 5 guns versus, well, actually 4 guns depending on where they are. Frost taking a hit there. Mugu has been spotted. And CX taking hits. Basically HLV is moving in. Feast is pulling back to regroup. But they're not in the best of positions. And they're quite not sure what CX is doing here. But he is being very, very forwards. And that could be a very big risk. Boa sort of taking a hit for being there. This is something that you don't want to be in though. This position. Not with this many tanks. Yes, Feast has to move in order to get anything done. And big hit into Crossbone, and he gets taken out straight after. The rest of Feast is arriving. Bruni is basically running off. Taking a massive hit from the other Sheridan and almost dead now. And now 7-7 is the next target. Bruni is still alive but barely. Miserable arriving, taking out the 140, but Bruni has been taken out as well, as has Mugu. It is 5 versus 5. The Sheridan is nicely hidden behind there. We see Madonna. That's probably not the name. I Madonna. Facing off. CX almost at being taken out straight after. Frost as well. And it seems that HLV is pulling it back towards them. And one of the issues here is that basically Feast is a bit chaotic here. They're not really in the best of positions. They've sort of gone into a crossfire line. Sleeping Lion aiming for the Sheridan. But he's not going to survive that. And Boa Sorte is still alive. No idea what Maddox is doing. He is actually climbing up. Which in this case is probably not going to serve him well. Boa Sorte has been taken out. And Maddox has to make the shot count. But he can't. So he has to focus on Enjoy Solo instead. As Papi is running off. And now they're wasting too much time for this. Miserable, not looking too healthy. And we see a missile flying. It does not pan. And that is so important at this stage. And now they've sort of given up on trying to chase the Sheridan. They're just focusing on Enjoy Solo now. And that is, I think, a good call. Because as long as they survive, that is the important part. Big hit into Papi there. And another bounce by Miserable. Very well played this. And now they're sort of sandwiching Enjoy Solo now. And there we go. Miserable is gone. Missile literally flies over Maddox's head. But we are at 760 points. He does take a hit there. He kind of has to be careful. As long as he doesn't get missiled. But he does. He might have this. And Maddox is losing too much HP here. He should not be up there anymore. 820 points. If he survives for another 100 points or so, he could have this, but he needs to be careful. And he needs to see if he... Well, now we see Papi going after base A. He is going to prevent Feast from getting more points, and he's not going to be... Maddox is not going to be able to shoot that. Ooh, barely though. He almost got him there. 905 points. He now has the choice. He needs to... Ooh, my camera. Stop. There we go. He's going back into base C, which is a good call. But he has to be careful. 910 points. He needs to survive. That is a very dangerous shot to take, because now he's almost got the base. And he does. This is quite the game. He just needs to survive. He needs to be wary of the Sheridan who is going to come up behind him. And now we have a mouse that is pushing, but he might not arrive in time. And if Papi peeks out and if he is destroyed, it is the end for HLV. Now we have Enjoy Solo pushing in. And will this happen? Will he make it? That missile though. Oh my god, they did it! What a game that, guys. Very well played by both sides. There were my reaction to 5 minutes later, so that is why I generally do not really react to the chat. Whew. Nice pink tank here. Pink camo, best camo. And here we go. And we have HLV focusing on the C side of things this time. Feast doing pretty much the same thing, but the mice and going more into the middle. The Leo going into a camping spot. And we have Papi already having been spotted and already taking a shot. Pulling back. And Sarazu moving into position to cap base C. And that missile actually hit the ground, but it buys them a little bit more time. The mice going into the middle. Papi still there, unable to hit Bruni. Base C is being capped now. Base A is being capped as well. But HLV will have a point advantage. We see a missile fly way over and missing by the skin of his teeth, basically. CX still moving in. Getting spotted by Enjoy Solo. Shots exchanged. But it kind of means that Feast is now giving up on base B, and that is a dangerous thing to do. Brody trying to get those trick shots in, but it's not really working out for him. Enjoy Solo hitting Maddox as he crosses back over. Pulling back a little bit. And basically Feast is holding where they are. Bruni is trying to blind shot with the missiles. They're hard enough to control as it is. Still very adamantly against missiles, mind. They should not be in the game. Let's see. Bit of a stalemate game here. Both sides basically just waiting for the other side. HLV has the point advantage, so they don't need to really do anything. Feast will have to be the one that takes action somewhere. And basically I don't understand why they didn't take base B, because now HLV is in much better positioning to react if they go for it. But like I said, Feast will have to make a move at some point. Not necessarily for the tanks, but at least for a base. Enjoy Solo all alone there. We saw a missile fly but not hit CX. Some blind fire going on. At this stage you know they're there, but you don't know where. Miserable at the back. Enjoy Solar has been spotted, and now we see CX actually taking the shot, whereas Miserable is moving in. And base B is being taken. Sleeping Lion taking quite some damage there. The mice capping together, they won't both be able to be decapped. And now HLV is pushing towards one side. CX is pulling back, Miserable is pulling back. HLV is pushing, Boa sort of taking some hits here. Bruni moving in to take a massive chunk out of Boa Sorter's health. Frost being absolutely obliterated here. And there he goes. Boa Sorter still alive, but barely. Mugu running off, as he should, because you don't want to be here. He does take a big hit though, and another one. And he is in trouble, as is Sleeping Lion. Enjoy Solar is taking base B. Base C is being capped by Bruni. And they need to take out the guns. Boa Sorter has to be taken out if they want to win this. But no, they're not focusing on him at all. They're focusing on the Sheridan. And now Mugu has been tracked. He does not get that hit in. And Feast has already lost 3 guns now. This is definitely HLV's map. Not even the game, just map. Because now we have Papi going after base A. And pretty much safe there. Boa Sorter still being able to do damage. Maddox getting basically sandwiched. Miserable going into the town. He's going to town, haha. And we're already at 1k points for HLV. And HLV takes this match. Again! Very lovely game. Very. And that heavy lineup though, it is a small map, but it does offer you some weaknesses as well. Because generally it's the mats that have the DPM to carry the games, and in this case the 113 and the STB. Of course 113 is also, it's not a medium, but it does have the DPM and it does have lack of armor. And instead has mobility, so yeah. Let's see. Here we go. The mice heading towards the middle there. All of Feast heading towards the A and B side as well. C being completely ignored by both teams. The Ice Force heading towards the corner. Bruni going to spot in the STB. This is what you take an STB for. Because he remains unspotted, but he spots everyone going over. Papi bouncing those shots. And basically, STB in that spot can be brilliant, but it is a difficult position that they've got themselves into. And we have the E3 taking a similar position to the STB, so he's not in the general camping spot that you would expect him in. And they have to be careful. Sleeping Lion steadily having his health eaten away. As does CX. Base B is being kept by the 2 mice. Miserable moving in front. Taking the hits to avoid CX taking any hits, and they're now abandoning base B to basically move in and to try and take out the mice. Sleeping Lion not doing too good here. He actually has to pull back in order to have his team help him. The mice moving in. Sleeping Lion has been taken out. There goes Crossbone Vanguard in his E3. And now they have to work together. Boa Sorter, next preferred target versus Mugu and Bruni. But this is the thing. He will take another shot before he's dead. Frost has been taken out. And there goes Boa Sorter. Enjoy Solo is almost gone. They need to make all the shots count here. Enjoy Solo has been taken out. And now, HP wise, HLV has the advantage. Gun wise though, Feast does. And we need CX has to survive. Maddox trying to take base B, but this is something why. You don't need to do that. Mugu has been taken out now. Base B has been capped, but at what cost? It is 4 versus 4. We have 7-7 going after CX. CX still alive but taken out by Sarazu's moments after I say that. It is 3 versus 4. Bruni arriving. Sarazu not getting penned by the shot from Bruni. And in this case, it is so important that he does so, because he's not looking too healthy either. Maddox is losing too much HP. Sarazu has been taken out. Maddox is a one-shot. Miserable can't angle towards all tanks. And they're not shooting the same targets. This is basically... They don't really have a choice, to be fair. But this is HLV taking it home because of the fact that Feast is not in the best of positions. And they basically gave it away. The uncoordinated push got them a shot in the rear so much. Base B now being taken. Miserable angling quite nicely. Bruni at the back. And steadily they are destroying the mouse. Not sure why Madonna is not just moving behind the mouse. He seems to want to go after Bruni though. And now we have Miserable moving in for the mouse. Leaving Bruni alone. And this is, again, this is a risk you don't need to take. Miserable takes him out though. Bruni is almost gone. And Bruni has to stay alive. He has to run off. And Papi is there waiting for Bruni. Bruni is still alive. Just don't ask how. Base B being stolen. Bruni still alive. And he has to be very careful. Miserable now getting shot from both sides. He needs to be careful as well. They're not in the best of health, not in the best of positions. And Miserable... Papi is waiting for him, just waiting for him to. Miserable is almost gone. He is pulling back now. Feast has to base. Bruni needs to not be there. But it is very close, and now Miserable has been taken out. Oh, that not panning though. And now Bruni is a one-shot. Papi is not in a position to be shot at. And now base B has been taken, and it will be very difficult for Feast to take it. And now Bruni is going around the back. Madonna anticipating that. And going into a position, they probably think that he will go after base C, because that would be a logical thing to do. But now he has been spotted, and there he goes. He does get not hit in, but Madonna anticipated it right and takes him out. And now the pressure is on. And here we go. I always love how my game freezes at this point, but as long as it freezes here and not elsewhere, I'm fine with it. So let's see. HLV moving towards the middle, base A and B again. And we see basically Feast doing the same thing as last time. The thing is that if you do the same thing on both sides, you could potentially be doing something very predictable, and that is dangerous as well. And you see immediately blind shots going there. Just not panning yet. And Bruni gets a free hit. But then he has to be very careful. And now it's Muga in the middle. Bruni immediately taking a shot. Crossbone Vanguard. Just arriving there. Not quite able to make it work. Bruni turning around. We have the mice basically going in towards base B. Frost moving in as well. All of these, except for Maddox, is in the middle and pushing over. And that could be very, very dangerous, because they're exposing themselves quite badly to the guns that they're trying to take out. Boa Sorter is almost gone though. He might be taken out. There he goes. But Bruni has lost quite a bit of HP for it. And they are ignoring the mice. Going after the E3. Frost taking a hit. And Crossbone has been almost taken out. There he goes. Frost taking him out. He is taken out straight after though. But that's the first gun from Feast to be gone. Madonna almost gone. The mice chasing after everyone else. I'm Madonna. Miserable wanted to ram him to death, but it's actually Sleeping Lion that takes him out. Sarazu facing off versus CX. That's not gonna do him any good. And now it is 3... Hang on, there you go. 3 versus 5. Maddox not too healthy. And we see Mugu moving in to help him. And shooting the ground. 7 getting a shot in the back quite badly. Maddox still alive. Still surviving despite that shot. Miserable not looking too healthy either, but it is still 5 guns versus 3 guns, and now it's 5 guns versus 2 guns, with Papi in a very bad position. Maddox might not survive this, but at this stage, oof, and Joy Sola actually misses that shot. And now it is 5 versus 1, and he is steadily being destroyed quite fast. And here we go. Miserable, keeping him disangled basically. Angled improperly. And Feast takes it home, and now we have a tiebreaker. Utterly love that though. Like so let's see what's going to happen. It is so close though. And this is the weirdest thing about it. Like I said, Feast can have any position from 2 to 6, depending on what happens in this game. Or depending on what happens today, I should say. So let's see, we have all of Feast heading towards the hills, except for the Sheridan, who is going to go into base B. We have HLV basically abandoning base C, but most of them are going hills after all. Base B and base A are both being capped. Base C is actually being ignored, which is funny. Did not quite expect that. Mugu seeing who is there, but no one is actually being spotted. But they will know at this stage. Now we have Sheridan, Bruni heading back towards the hills. Mugu not spotting anyone there. Sleeping Lion knocking down a tree. And you immediately see the blind shot. This is something to take note of. If you knock down cover, you betray your position. 7-7 wants help. Sleeping Lion is in a very tricky position there. But now Feast has the base advantage. They will have a point advantage. The trick is to keep HLV from getting their base B. Because now they're all in the hill. HLV is pulling back towards the city. And that is a very tricky thing. Because now we see Papi moving towards the middle. Going towards that base B. And HLV is now going for base B. And that is very dangerous for Feast. Sleeping Lion not taking any damage from that. But Feast now has a tricky thing up their sleeves. Well, a tricky scenario. Frost moving in. But he is alone. And that is very dangerous as well. Immediately taking quite a big hit from the mouse there. And they need to grab base B back. They can't afford to let HLV keep it. So now we have Frost there. The rest of Feast still in the hills, but able to come at a moment's notice. Frost has to be careful. He needs to get the base and needs to get it safely. 7-7 in a position to shoot him, but he doesn't. And 7-7 is moving forward steadily. Potentially wanted to get that base C. Base B. Frost meeting a building. And we have the mouse now moving in. Unable to grab it. But he does take a hit for it. And now we have 7-7 moving in. And basically this is a game for the battle of base B. We are already at near 800 points. Bruni at the back is in a position to spot them all. And as long as they keep base B to themselves, they should have this. But That is the tricky part, because right now they're not getting any points for base B. And Frost needs to decap it. In the meantime, we see brawl going on at the top. I want to show you everything. I can't show you everything. Base B is being taken. Frost losing too much HP here. Feast needs to protect their bases. We are at 800, nearly 900 points. They are moving into Boa Sorta. They want to take him out. Bruni with his very light armor being very forwards here. Boa Sorta is almost gone. Base C is still theirs. The more kills that they have, they need like 2 more kills. 1 more kill to take it home. As long as their team survives. And there we go. Feast has it. What a game! And it was the battle of base B, and in the end, it was decided that base C. Love it. Wow. Absolutely brilliant.